What's up guys, my name is Ace, and just in case you guys are living under a rock, the floodgates opened yesterday and all of the leaks are starting to come out with Call of Duty World War II. People that have the game early can now access it in offline mode, not online, so the servers aren't live yet, but they can access the offline version of the game, and we started getting a ton of leaks, a ton of information about stuff, and just a little spoiler alert here, I'm going to be sharing map names today. I'm not going to be spoiling anything else, so if you don't want to hear the map names and the number of maps, click off the video right now. Aside from that though, I'm not going to be sharing any significant spoilers or anything like that. So the big topic I wanted to talk about today is in its current state, which is in that offline mode, people are only able to access 9 multiplayer maps. This doesn't include the war maps, we're just talking about the standard maps. There are only 9 maps there. This has a lot of people very concerned for good reason. 9 maps is kind of unacceptable for a Call of Duty game at launch. Traditionally, like way back in the day, it was more like 15 or so, but lately the past few years, it's been more like 13, and 13 has kind of become that acceptable number. If it went down to 12, okay, whatever, we're down 1 map, but dropping it all the way down to 9, that's cause for concern, for sure. So the 9 maps that we currently see in the game based on the leaks is first up the maps that we saw in the beta, so this is Pointy Hawk, Gibraltar, Ardennes Forest, as well as Aachen. We also have Flag Tower, which was confirmed many months ago. They actually played a competitive CTF game on that and showed it off, so that one's been confirmed. We have Gustav Cannon. This is something that Condry has been talking about for the past couple of months, so again, that one has been confirmed for quite some time. We have London Docks, and this is the one that was revealed in an image a few weeks ago. We have the USS Texas, which if you remember from the multiplayer reveal trailer, there is a strafe run that comes down over top of a ship. That is the USS Texas map. And then finally, we have Sainte Marie du Mont. These are the only maps that are currently in the game, but if you remember, we also have Carentan, and Carentan is a Season Pass holder map, so it's not really considered a base map. That means we do have 10 maps confirmed, but only 9 of those are the base maps that you get without being a Season Pass holder. Now this is really surprising to see that we only had access to 9 base maps, because data miners got into the PC code during the beta, and they were able to extract 13 multiplayer maps. So the 3 maps that we're missing here are U-Turn, Wolf's Lair, and Paris. Keeping in mind that those names could change because they were extracted from code, and oftentimes the working name doesn't end up actually being the real name for that map. So where did these maps go, and why do we only have 9 multiplayer maps currently in the offline version of the game? Well, it is technically possible that they just scrapped those maps completely, and the leaks are inaccurate in this case. I highly doubt that with maps. That makes more sense for like basic training perks or something like that. I can see them scrapping little things like that, but not entire maps. Obviously, that's something you work very hard on, and it would be quite embarrassing to launch with only 9 base maps, and I don't think they're going to be doing that. So for all the people that are worried about this, wait and see what happens once the servers go live before you freak out too much. There's nothing wrong with being concerned, and I'm definitely a little bit concerned as well, only seeing these 9 multiplayer maps, but I strongly feel we are going to be seeing the remaining maps that were in those PC beta leaks, and for whatever reason, they just didn't make it into this game. I've got a few reasons to back this up. First off, Condry a while back tweeted something where he said, "Stay safe everyone, you need all 10 fingers for your fight at the Wolf's Lair." So right there, he's kind of hinting at that Wolf's Lair map, which isn't currently in the leaked version of the game at the moment, but it was extracted from the PC beta code. So I think we are going to be seeing that map there, and if we're going to be seeing that one, then it makes sense that we're probably going to be seeing the other 2, which are U-Turn as well as Paris. Now you might be wondering, why would we only have access to 9 of them right now in the game? Why wouldn't we have all 13 of them right now? What I suspect is going on is these remaining maps were probably just not quite at the point where they were finished when the game went gold. And for those of you guys that don't know, going gold means ready to be printed onto discs. So usually about a month before a game launches, 3 weeks to a month, somewhere around that area, this is when a game will go gold. Because obviously they're going to have to print millions of discs and get them packaged and sent out all over the world. And that definitely takes time. So about a month before is usually around when a game will go gold. And these days, most of the time, when a game goes gold, it's not exactly the 100% finished and polished product. What happens is they send that version where it's got most of the content in the game, it's all there, but then they keep working after it does go gold on a day 1 patch. That day 1 patch is what you'll get when the servers go live, And with this patch, it will fill in the gaps and the remaining content, and then you have the final build of the game. So currently right now, since people are only able to access it offline, they don't have access to the servers, it looks like they're not playing on the fully polished and finished version of the game. Some other evidence of this is we have the old hit marker sounds that we saw in the console betas of the game. We don't have the new hit marker sounds that we saw in the PC version of the game. And this is something that Condry was really excited about. He tweeted a lot about this. And I highly doubt they would just revert those changes and go back to the old hit marker sounds that people were complaining about quite a bit during the console beta. So it's pretty clear to me that the build that they have access to in offline mode right now isn't the final polished build of the game. It looks to be a build that was probably completed sometime just before the PC beta. They didn't quite have those hit marker sounds in there, and therefore there's a good chance that they also didn't have every single one of the maps completed at that stage. Now, of course, I could be wrong here. We don't know 100% for sure. We will know in a few days, and all I'm saying here is hold off on your anger and your outrage until the servers actually go up and we see the final build of the game. If it turns out there are only 9 maps, I'll be right there beside you complaining about the lack of content. But until then, just hold off on your outrage. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.